My friends, within you now lies a power so vast, so limitless, that if you only knew how to touch it, every door you once thought was closed would swing wide before you. There is an invisible force that moves through all things, responding to your words, your faith, your secret thoughts. It shapes your destiny, arranges your blessings, and multiplies every seed of belief you plant in the garden of your soul. The truth I share with you tonight is ancient and eternal. The moment you believe you are worthy, the universe rushes to prove you right. The riches you seek are not waiting somewhere in the future. They are waiting within you now. What you whisper in faith, the universe hears as command. Every word you speak, every feeling you hold, becomes a vibration that calls forth the form of your desire. Tonight I will show you how to speak in secret, how to plant divine ideas in the fertile soil of your subconscious mind, and how to watch as life itself bows before your conviction. For you are not here to beg for blessings. You are here to remember the infinite power that already lives within you. The moment you believe you are worthy, the universe rushes to prove you right. There is a moment in every person's life when the veil lifts, when they finally see that the only barrier between them and the abundance they seek is their own sense of unworthiness. Everything you desire, love, success, peace, wealth, already exists in the infinite storehouse of the universe. But the door to that storehouse does not open through striving or struggle. It opens through belief. The universe is impartial, like fertile soil. It receives whatever seed you plant, and it multiplies it. If you plant seeds of doubt, you harvest confusion. If you plant seeds of fear, you harvest struggle. But when you plant the seed of worth, the soil of creation responds with miracle. Believing you are worthy does not mean arrogance. It means recognizing that you were created by the same intelligence that set the stars in motion. That infinite intelligence did not make a mistake when it created you. You were born with divine rights, the right to be happy, to prosper, to live in peace, to express love, and to create freely. These are not privileges granted by society. They are spiritual laws woven into your very being. When you declare, I am worthy, you are not trying to convince the universe of your value. You are reminding yourself of what has always been true. The moment that realization takes root, the energy of life begins to rearrange everything around you. Doors open, paths clear. People appear and circumstances align, not because they suddenly exist, but because your awareness has expanded to finally see them. Many people unknowingly repel blessings, because deep down they believe they are undeserving. They may pray for prosperity while secretly thinking they are not good enough to receive it. But the subconscious mind, the hidden engine of your life, responds not to words but to feelings. If you feel unworthy, you block the flow of abundance. If you feel deserving, you magnetize it. The law is simple. As within, so without. The outer world is a reflection of the inner world. You cannot experience wealth, love, or opportunity beyond what you inwardly accept as possible for you. The universe does not send money or miracles to the one who pleads the loudest. It responds to the one who believes the deepest. The deepest, when a person begins to affirm, I am worthy of success. I am worthy of wealth. I am worthy of love. They awaken the sleeping giant within. The subconscious, like a faithful servant, takes those words as commands and begins to orchestrate conditions to match them. You start to see new chances where before there were only obstacles. You meet people who seem coincidentally placed in your path. You attract ideas that light you higher. This is not luck. It is law. The law of belief. The law of assumption, the law of mind, in action. To believe in your worth is to align with the frequency of divine abundance. It is to tune yourself to the vibration of infinite supply. The moment you do this, everything unlike it begins to dissolve. Old fears fade. Self-doubt loosens. And an inner dialogue transforms from I can't to I can. You begin to walk differently, think differently, and speak differently. The universe does not delay in its response. It has no concept of time. It only mirrors vibration. The very moment you feel that you deserve the good you seek, the corresponding good begins to move toward you. You may not see it instantly, but rest assured, it is already unfolding in the unseen. Belief in worthiness also transforms relationships. You stop settling for less than love, respect, and harmony. You no longer chase validation, because you know your value is not dependent on external approval. You radiate confidence, peace, and quiet power, and others can feel it. People and opportunities gravitate to the light of self-worth, like moths to a flame. When you truly believe you are worthy, you begin to speak a new language, the language of abundance. You stop saying I can't afford it, and start saying I am open to receiving it. You stop asking when will it happen, and start affirming it is already on its way. And that shift in language is not mere positive thinking. It is a spiritual declaration. It is you standing in your divine identity and saying, I am one with the source of all good. I deserve to prosper because I am life expressing itself as me. The universe responds to this vibration instantly. It rearranges circumstances, sends inspiration, and opens unseen doors. The floodgates of opportunity swing wide because they were never locked. The lock existed only in your belief of being undeserving. When you remember who you truly are, a divine being of infinite worth, you no longer beg life for scraps. You command blessings by the power of consciousness. You no longer ask, am I good enough? You say, I am more than enough. And in that sacred moment, the universe rushes to prove you right. What you whisper in faith, the universe shouts in manifestation. There is a mysterious rhythm to the universe, a divine correspondence between your inner world and the world you see. Every thought, every whisper of faith, every quiet belief you hold within your heart becomes a vibration that echoes through creation. You may not see it, but the universe is listening, always responding, always translating your inner frequency into outer form. When you whisper in faith, you speak directly to the creative intelligence that governs all life. You may think your words are small, your prayers insignificant, but the universe does not measure volume. It measures vibration. One whisper of true faith carries more power than 1,000 cries of doubt. A doubt. Imagine standing before a vast ocean. You cannot see its depths, yet you know it is full of life. When you cast a stone into its waters, ripples spread far beyond your sight. In the same way, your faith sends ripples into the infinite ocean of consciousness. You may not see the results immediately, but the waves are moving, drawing to you the people, circumstances, and events that match your inner conviction. Many people speak loudly of what they fear, and silently of what they hope for. Yet the secret power lies in the silent word, the word spoken in calm assurance, in quiet knowing, in secret faith. When you whisper to yourself, all things are working together for my good, and feel it deeply, you plant a seed in the unseen that must bear fruit in the seen. The subconscious mind is the silent chamber where these whispers take root. It does not question. It only accepts. It takes your inner words as truth and begins to express them through action, intuition, and circumstance. That is why it is not the public declaration that moves mountains. It is the private conviction. When you speak in secret, without fear or show, you align with divine law. The whisper is pure, untouched by the noise of doubt or the eyes of others. It carries the vibration of sincerity, and sincerity is power. The universe is not moved by the cry of desperation, but by the calm tone of belief. When you say quietly, "It is done," and mean it, the creative power of life begins to move through every level of existence to make it so. Sometimes, before the manifestation appears, the world around you may look unchanged, but beneath the surface, energy is shifting. Invisible forces are rearranging themselves to fulfill the command you issued through faith. Every great miracle begins with a whisper. Every breakthrough, every answered prayer, every transformation starts in silence, an inner conversation between you and the infinite. You do not need to shout your dreams from the rooftops. You need only to affirm them in the stillness of your own being. When you whisper in faith, you are not trying to convince the universe. It is the universe that whispered the desire into you in the first place. The desire is divine. It is life seeking fuller expression through you. Your role is simply to believe, to affirm, and to allow. That quiet belief builds momentum. It gathers unseen energy until it bursts into visible form. It becomes the promotion you didn't expect, the message that arrives at the perfect time, the opportunity that seems too aligned to be coincidence. But there are no coincidences, only divine echoes. Every whisper of faith is a cause. Every manifestation is its effect. You do not have to understand how it happens. You need only to trust that the law of mind never fails. So guard your inner dialogue carefully. The universe hears your whispers, whether they are words of faith or doubt. Seek in secret only what you wish to see. Shout it in your life. Speak of abundance, of peace, of joy, of success. Speak as though it were already done, because in the unseen it already is. What you whisper in faith becomes the vibration that shapes your destiny. The universe is always listening, always mirroring, always amplifying the energy you send. Whisper love and love returns. Whisper prosperity and doors open. Whisper gratitude and miracles multiply. Your whisper is not small. It is sacred. It is the creative command of your spirit. Your words are seeds. Speak only what you wish to see grow. Every word you speak is alive. It carries a vibration, a frequency, a silent power that goes forth into the universe and shapes the fabric of your life. Words are not mere sounds. They are spiritual commands. Each word you utter plants a seed in the garden of your subconscious mind, and that garden is infinitely fertile. Whatever you plant there, whether of love or fear, abundance or lack, will surely grow. Most people are unaware of this creative force. They speak carelessly, unaware that every complaint, every declaration of limitation, every fearful phrase becomes a living seed that must bear fruit. When you say, "I can't afford that," you are not describing a condition. You are creating one. When you say, "Nothing ever works out for me," the subconscious accepts it as instruction and brings experiences to confirm it. But when you awaken to this truth, you become the conscious gardener of your life. You begin to plant words of prosperity, faith, love, and peace. You no longer scatter your seeds in anger or despair. You sow deliberately, knowing that each thought and word will return multiplied. The law of mind is precise. As you sow, so shall you reap. This is not moral law. It is metaphysical law. The soil does not judge the seed. It simply produces, according to what is planted. You can plant a seed of poison, or a seed of healing. The soil will nurture both, with equal care. The subconscious mind operates in the same way. It accepts every impression as true and reproduces it in your experience. That is why wise souls guard their words as treasures. They speak only what they wish to manifest. They know that words are energy in motion, clothed in sound. They understand that speaking words of lack is like planting weeds in a garden meant for flowers. Imagine standing in a field with a bag of seeds. Each seed represents a word. What kind of harvest would you want to reap? If you desire abundance, you must speak abundance. If you long for love, you must speak love. If you crave peace, you must speak peace. To speak against your own good is to work against the creative power that seeks to bless you. Your words do not return void. They are sent forth into the universe, and they gather after their kind. Every declaration you make creates a vibration that attracts experiences to match it. Say, I am blessed, and blessings begin to move toward you. Say, everything always works out for me, and unseen forces align in your favor. Even idle words carry weight. The subconscious does not discern between jokes and sincerity. It only records the vibration. If you laugh and say, I'm always broke, that statement still goes into the soil of your mind. So guard your tongue. Make your speech an act of creation, not destruction. The ancient sages knew this secret well. They spoke affirmations not as hopeful wishes, but as divine commands. When they said, let there be, they were aligning their speech with the creative authority of the infinite. You possess the same power, for the same life that spoke the universe into being breathes through you. Begin to watch your words as a sculptor watches his tools. Speak consciously, deliberately. Before you utter anything, ask yourself, do I want to see this grow in my life? If the answer is no, remain silent. If yes, then speak with conviction. You can transform your entire world through the language of faith. Begin your day with affirmations that plant seeds of success. I am divinely guided in all I do. Every step I take leads me to greater good. Prosperity flows to me in expected and unexpected ways. Divine order governs my life. Repeat these quietly, and feel them as real. Each repetition waters the seed. Each feeling of belief warms the soil. And soon, new opportunities, ideas, and blessings begin to sprout in your life. Do not uproot your seeds by speaking against them. Many plant with affirmations in the morning and dig them up with worry by night. They say, I am abundant, but then cancel it with, I don't know how I'll pay these bills. The soil becomes confused and the harvest delayed. So hold steadfast in your speech. Seek only that which supports your good. The world around you is your mirror. If you wish to see beauty reflected, you must first plant it within. Your word is the beginning of all creation. It is the blueprint of your destiny. Every success, every miracle, every healing begins as a spoken word charged with faith. Your words are not powerless. They are divine instruments. Speak as one who knows the universe listens. Speak as one whose declarations Set spiritual law into motion. Speak as though you are already standing in the reality you wish to experience. You are the gardener. Your words are the seeds. The subconscious is the soil. The harvest is your life. Choose your words with the reverence of one who knows that every syllable carries the power to build worlds. You are not chasing money. You are awakening the wealth that is slept within you. Money, prosperity, abundance. These are not things you chase. They are states of consciousness you awaken. True wealth does not begin in the bank. It begins in the mind. You are not a beggar, seeking something outside yourself. You are a creator, awakening to what is already within. There is within you a deep reservoir, infinite supply. It is the same energy that brings fruit to the tree and water to the river. It is the invisible intelligence that governs the stars and renews the earth. That power flows through you, waiting to be recognized and used. When you chase money, you declare by your vibration that you do not yet have it, and so you push it further away. When you awaken the awareness of wealth within, you attract it naturally, effortlessly, magnetically, for the outer world always follows the inner conviction. You cannot experience abundance while believing in lack. The outer condition mirrors the inner belief. If you see yourself as poor, the world will reflect that image. But if you begin to see yourself as rich in ideas, rich in creativity, rich in divine guidance, you open the floodgates for material prosperity to flow. Wealth begins with realization, not possession. The wealth within you is the divine intelligence that knows exactly how to prosper you. It knows the perfect ideas, the right timing, and the opportunities that will unfold once your inner vision aligns with your divine worth. You awaken wealth by giving attention to the idea of abundance. Where attention goes, energy flows. If you dwell constantly on bills, debt, or fear, you energize lack. But if you dwell on plenty, on success, on generosity, you energize prosperity. The subconscious mind does not care which you choose. It simply produces according to your focus. Think of money as water in a river. When you dam the flow with fear and worry, the current slows. When you release resistance through faith and gratitude, the current rushes freely. The wealth you desire is already moving toward you, but it can only flow through channels of belief. Awakening wealth is also about recognizing that you are not separate from the source of supply. The same intelligence that sustains the universe sustains you. The same creative life that fills the oceans and the forests flows through your veins. When you understand this unity, you realize that prosperity is your natural state. Affirm daily. I am one with the infinite riches of life. Feel it. Know it. This is not wishful thinking. It is alignment. It is tuning yourself to the frequency of supply. The wealth that slept within you begins to stir the moment you recognize it. Ideas will come, divinely inspired ideas that carry the seeds of success. People will appear. Situations will align. Resources will unfold, not because you forced them, but because you finally became receptive. You are not chasing anything. You are allowing everything. Fear and doubt are the heavy blankets that keep the wealth within asleep. Faith and gratitude are the sunlight that awaken it. Begin each day in gratitude for what you have, and you open the way for more to come. Give thanks for the opportunities already present, and the universe will multiply them. You awaken wealth when you begin to live as though you already possess it. Walk with confidence. Give generously, even if only in spirit. Speak kindly. Bless others in their prosperity. These acts raise your vibration to the level of abundance. The subconscious then says, "This is who we are," and adjusts your circumstances accordingly. True wealth is not about accumulation. It is about expression. The more you express your talents, your creativity, your love, the more wealth flows to and through you. Money is merely one form of the divine energy of supply. When you align with its essence, it becomes a joyful companion on your journey, not a master to be served. The wealth you seek is not asleep somewhere outside. It is asleep within you, waiting for your recognition to awaken it. Speak to it with faith. Declare, "The infinite riches of the universe flow to me freely and abundantly." Say it not as a hope, but as a truth. The moment you believe it, the law of mind begins its perfect work. You are not meant to chase. You are meant to create, to allow, to awaken. The universe has already said yes to your abundance. It is waiting for you to say yes within yourself. Gratitude turns ordinary moments into miracles of abundance. Gratitude is the golden key that unlocks the hidden storehouse of heaven. It transforms the simplest of moments into sacred experiences. It shifts your vibration from lack to fulfillment, from waiting to receiving, from fear to faith. Gratitude is not merely saying thank you. It is a deep inner awareness that all of life is a gift, that even in seeming struggle, something beautiful is unfolding. When you practice gratitude, you are aligning yourself with the frequency of abundance. You are declaring to the universe, "I already have more than enough." And in that declaration, you open the channel for more to flow. The law is precise. What you appreciate. What you bless increases. Gratitude multiplies whatever it touches. There are those who wait for something to be grateful for before they give thanks. But the wise know that gratitude must come first. You do not wait for the harvest to thank the soil. You thank it while the seed is still beneath the earth. Gratitude is the sunshine that brings the invisible into form. When you awaken in the morning and feel gratitude for life itself, you set in motion a current of energy that carries you through the day. Every person you meet, every event you encounter, becomes part of a greater orchestration of good. You begin to see through the eyes of divine awareness. You notice blessings that were always there but had gone unseen. The warmth of sunlight, the breath in your lungs, the comfort of simple things. These small recognitions are not trivial. They are the threads through which miracles weave. Gratitude also dissolves the walls of resistance that block prosperity. When you complain, you reinforce limitation. When you give thanks, you affirm abundance. The universe cannot deliver more to a mind that believes it has less. But the moment you give thanks for what you already have, you acknowledge your own prosperity and life rushes to expand it. Try this. Each day, quietly say, "Thank you, infinite life, for the blessings I have, and the blessings on their way." Do not say it with forced emotion. Say it with faith. Feel that something wonderful is always happening beneath the surface. The subconscious mind accepts this vibration and begins to attract matching experiences. Unexpected income, sudden opportunities, or moments of pure joy. Gratitude does not depend on conditions. It creates them. When you give thanks before the manifestation, you demonstrate trust in the unseen. You are saying to the universe, "I believe in your goodness, even when I cannot yet see it." And that belief moves mountains. Those who live in gratitude walk in quiet power. They radiate peace. They are not frantic, because they know that every need is already being met. They do not dwell on what is missing. They focus on what is present. And because of that focus, their lives seem blessed beyond measure. Gratitude is also a form of prayer that requires no words, When your heart swells with appreciation for life itself, you are communing with the infinite. You are merging your energy with the rhythm of creation. Every heartbeat, every breath becomes an act of worship. You realize that abundance is not something to pursue. It is something to perceive. Even challenges become blessings in disguise. The person who lives in gratitude does not curse difficulty. They ask, what gift is hidden here for me? Every obstacle holds within it the seed of greater wisdom or strength. Gratitude turns setbacks into stepping stones, transforming trials into triumphs. When you practice gratitude consistently, you begin to notice synchronicities, divine coincidences that guide you gently along your path. A call arrives at the right moment. An idea comes in a dream. An opportunity opens that seemed impossible. These are not random. They are responses from the universe to your vibration of thankfulness. You cannot hold gratitude in your heart and lack in your life at the same time. The two frequencies cannot coexist. Gratitude lifts you above limitation. It draws more of the same goodness to you. When you look at your bank account and give thanks, you are blessing the seed of increase. When you bless your home, your work, your relationships, you invite divine expansion into them. Gratitude also heals the mind and body. It calms the nervous system, balances emotion, and fills every cell with light. It is the medicine of the soul. When you choose gratitude, you move from complaint to contentment. And in that peace, healing flows naturally. The more you practice it, the more effortless it becomes. Gratitude becomes a lens through which you see everything differently. It makes ordinary days sacred and simple gestures divine. It makes you realize that abundance is not something far away. It is already here waiting for your recognition. Gratitude is not just an emotion. It is an act of creation. It molds your consciousness into harmony with divine order. When you say thank you from your soul, the universe responds instantly, whispering, and here is more. The richest soil is the silence where your faith takes root. There is a silence deeper than sound, a stillness where creation begins. In that sacred silence, faith takes root. It is in quiet moments of surrender, not in noise or struggle, that the seeds of your desires are planted in the soil of the subconscious mind. The world teaches us to strive, to chase, to speak endlessly of what we want. But the Spirit teaches us to be still and know. The richest soil is not found in activity. It is found in stillness. In silence, the conscious mind releases its grip, and the deeper intelligence within begins its perfect work. When you enter silence with faith, you are communing with the infinite. You are stepping into the creative workshop of the universe. The desires you hold in thought are impressed upon the subconscious, like seeds in fertile earth. And just as a gardener cannot see the seed sprouting beneath the soil, yet knows it will grow, so must you trust the unseen process of faith. Faith does not require evidence. It creates it. But faith needs stillness to grow. When the mind is crowded with doubt, fear, and noise, the whisper of divine guidance cannot be heard. Silence clears the field, softens the soil, and allows the roots of belief to sink deep. Take time each day to withdraw into silence, not as escape, but as communion. Close your eyes and breathe gently. Release every concern into the care of infinite intelligence. Feel yourself surrounded by peace. In that moment, affirm quietly, I am still. I know that all is well. This simple act of inner stillness allows divine ideas to surface. Answers that seemed impossible arise naturally. The mind that was restless becomes receptive. Inspiration flows where worry once lived. The soil of silence nourishes faith until it blooms into visible form. Silence also refines the quality of your vibration. When you are silent, you stop broadcasting confusion and begin to resonate with clarity. You align with the frequency of peace, and peace is the channel through which abundance flows. The person who lives in inner stillness walks through chaos untouched, for they have anchored their faith in the eternal. You need not strive to make things happen when your faith is rooted. The oak tree does not strain to grow. It simply draws nourishment from the soil. Likewise, when your faith is grounded in silence, manifestation becomes natural, effortless, and inevitable. The noise of the outer world often distracts you from the truth that all creation begins within. Turn away from the clamor of doubt and opinion. Return to the quiet chamber of your own being. There the infinite speaks, not with words but with assurance, peace, and knowing. It is in that secret stillness that new ideas are conceived. The artist finds vision, the writer finds words, the dreamer finds direction. Everything beautiful in this world was first born in silence. When you plant your faith in the soil of silence, you no longer question the process. You no longer dig up the seed to see if it is growing. You trust. You rest. You allow. The law of life, unfailing and exact, brings forth the harvest in perfect season. The silence within you is not empty. It is full. It is full of power, wisdom, and divine intelligence. It is the womb of creation. The mind that learns to dwell there becomes unstoppable, for it draws strength from an inexhaustible source. Make silence your sanctuary. Return to it often. In that stillness your doubts dissolve like mist before the morning sun. In that stillness your faith expands until nothing seems impossible. Faith rooted in silence is faith that cannot be shaken. It is not swayed by appearances, not disturbed by delay. It knows that all things are unfolding in divine order, even when the outer world has yet to catch up. In the rich, dark soil of silence, miracles germinate. The dream you have planted in faith begins to stir, unseen but alive. And as you wait in quiet confidence, life itself rushes to bring it forth in perfect form. You are not asking for riches. You are remembering who you already are. You are not a beggar at the door of life. You are the heir to infinite abundance. Every desire for prosperity, peace, or joy is not a request. It is a memory of your divine nature calling you home. The riches you seek are not outside of you. They live within your consciousness, waiting to be remembered. When you affirm your good, you are not trying to create wealth. You are awakening to the truth that you are one with the source that holds all things. The universe never withholds. It reflects what you know yourself to be. As you remember your oneness with infinite supply, lack dissolves, struggle fades, and the realization dawns that you were never separate from abundance. You only forgot your divine inheritance. When your heart feels it is done, the universe must obey. Faith is not wishing, it is feeling the reality of your desire as already complete. The moment your heart accepts something is true, the creative law of the universe sets it in motion. You may not see evidence yet, but the unseen is already forming around your conviction. The universe does not respond to words. It responds to vibration, and feeling is the purest vibration of faith. When your inner world vibrates with certainty, outer conditions must align. To feel it done is to declare to all creation, it is finished. That feeling becomes a command, and the universe, obedient and exact, mirrors it without resistance. Every delay is a divine rearrangement preparing something better. What you call delay is not denial. It is divine timing unfolding in perfect order. When things seem paused, unseen forces are moving pieces into place for your highest good. The universe is not withholding. It is organizing circumstances, refining your path, and aligning you with greater possibilities than you imagined. What feels like waiting is often protection or preparation. Trust that behind every closed door, another is being built specifically for you. The delay is not punishment. It is precision, ensuring that what comes to you is complete, harmonious, and lasting. Abundance is not something you earn. It is something you allow. You were born connected to infinite supply. Abundance is your natural state. Effort alone cannot create it. For abundance flows through alignment, not struggle. When you stop resisting with fear, doubt, and limitation, the current of prosperity rushes in. To allow is to open your heart, to release tension, and to trust that life is for you. The more you relax into faith, the more freely the universe delivers its gifts. Abundance is not achieved. It is received through surrender, belief, and joyful expectation. So what have we discovered together tonight? We have learned that the universe is not random. It is responsive. It listens to the whisper of your faith and mirrors back the image of your belief. You are the gardener, and your words are seeds. Whatever you plant in the soil of your subconscious, whether fear or faith, will grow. We've seen that you are not chasing money. You are awakening the divine wealth that has slept within you. Gratitude, like sunlight, brings your blessings to life. Silence, like soil, gives your faith depth and strength. And when you remember that you are not asking for riches, but remembering who you already are, your entire vibration shifts. We have come to understand that the moment your heart feels something is already done, the universe must obey. Every delay becomes divine preparation, every seeming obstacle a rearrangement toward something greater. And finally we realize that abundance is not something to earn. It is something to allow. This is the sacred rhythm of life. Believe, feel, give thanks, and receive. The infinite intelligence within you is the same power that created worlds, and it moves through you now, ready to shape every thought into form. Speak only what you wish to see grow. Whisper your desires in faith. Know that the moment you feel it is done, it is. And if these truths have stirred something deep within you, let it grow. Let it take root. Let your words and your faith join the rhythm of creation. This is Joseph Murphy Growth Motivational, reminding you that your mind is the gateway to all miracles, and your belief is the key that opens them.